In 1995, a woman checked into the Oslo Plaza, Norway's most prestigious hotel. No ID, no luggage, no credit card. 3 days later, a security guard knocked. He was met with a single, sharp gunshot. Inside room 2805, police found her dead. But what they found next made no sense. Every single label on her clothing had been surgically removed. No brands, no sizes, no origins. Even the serial number on her 9mm pistol was dissolved with acid. Professional tradecraft used to make a human being untraceable. Beside her lay 25 rounds of live ammo, but not a single toothbrush or passport. The mysterious man she checked in with, Lois, had vanished into thin air. DNA proves she was from East Germany, yet her records don't exist in any country on Earth. Was she a jilted lover or a secret agent executed in a cleanup operation? 30 years later, we still don't know who she was, or why she had to be erased. Let's dive into the evidence. After Jennifer Fairgate checked into room 2805, she stayed inside for 24 hours behind a Do Not Disturb sign. She made no calls and requested no service, vanishing into the silence of her room like it was a vault. Hotel staff, accustomed to the privacy of their high-end guests, thought little of it at first, but a full day passed without a single sound or a single request. The silence itself became the first clue, a subtle alarm bell ringing in the grand, opulent halls. It wasn't until a routine security check that the isolation was broken. The guard, doing his rounds, gave a perfunctory knock. What he heard next sent a jolt through the entire hotel. A single gunshot, muffled, yet unmistakable. The silence was shattered, replaced by an even more terrifying reality. Jennifer Fairgate was found dead. Her death appeared to be a suicide. A 9mm Browning pistol was found beside her. But this wasn't just any weapon. It was meticulously altered. The serial number, etched into the metal, had been dissolved with acid. Agencies and high-level criminals to ensure this isn't an act of desperation. It's an act of professional tradecraft. A weapon can never be traced. A technique used by intelligence, back to its owner or its origin. It was a clear, cold signal. The forensics were equally unsettling. The bullet passed cleanly through her skull, lodging in the wall behind her. No struggle, no hesitation. The precision suggested either a practiced hand or something far more sinister than a simple suicide. The scene was disturbingly tidy, almost staged. Every piece of evidence seemed to point to a meticulously planned, almost clinical end. The most chilling discovery was that every single, from her expensive blazer to her underwear, all brands and sizes were gone, systematically erasing any trace of her origin. This wasn't just about hiding her identity, it was about erasing her very existence. It spoke of a person who didn't want to be found, not just in death, but in life. Her personal items, a toothbrush, hairbrush, and cosmetics were also missing, leaving behind no DNA or fingerprints. This wasn't just a suicide. It was a professional, deliberate erasure of her entire existence. This wasn't a victim of despair. This was someone who meticulously removed every thread that connected her to the world. Someone who went to extraordinary lengths to ensure that when she died, she would literally be no one. For the investigators, Jennifer Fairgate was not a body found in a hotel room. She was a question mark, a meticulously crafted ghost. The theories behind the Plaza woman range from a tragic case of a jilted lover to a calculated professional hit carried out by a secret intelligence agency. But before we dive into the chilling physical evidence that the police completely overlooked, if you love deep dives into the world's darkest cold cases, hit that subscribe button. We release a new investigation every single week, and you won't want to miss the next one. Now, let's look at the clues that were hiding in plain sight.
Just when the trail goes cold, and the silence of the morgue seems final, we find a ghost, a witness at the Oslo Plaza, someone who walked those same hushed corridors reported seeing Jennifer, not as a lonely traveler, but in the company of a mysterious man. When investigators scoured the hotel registry, they found a name that shouldn't exist: Lois Fairgate. But by the time the police arrived to knock on the door of reality, Lois had simply evaporated. There were no border crossings, no passport scans, and no digital footprint left behind in the snow. It was as if he had walked through the very walls of room 2805, dissolving into the Norwegian mist like a fever dream. Was he, her partner, her handler, or the last person she ever saw? Look at the precision. The serial numbers on the Browning 9mm were ground away. Every clothing label was meticulously cut out. There wasn't a single fingerprint on the gun or the glass. This wasn't a suicide. It was a professional erasure. Many believe Jennifer was a casualty of a shadow war. Was she a courier, an assassin, or a witness to something she was never meant to see? In the world of intelligence, if you don't exist, you can't be caught. Was she a spy, or was she running from something far more terrifying? Today, the Oslo Plaza woman remains a ghost puzzle, with the most important pieces missing. But what do you think happened inside room 28? Was Lois the key, or just another shadow? Let me know your theories in the comments. I read every single one. Stay curious and stay safe.